Hey guys, Daisy here. I'm so sorry that it's been so stinking long since I did a review video. I have been out of my mind busy. Okay, so I have a awesome little treat for you guys today. I am reviewing the iclear 30 and the Vision Spinner, I believe 1300 mAh. I think, pretty sure. Don't quote me. And It's good. Okay, so the iclear 30. Fun little fact that I found out, they come stock with silica coils. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about silica coils, they're different than the cotton coils. The cotton coils, as many of you probably already know, they'll start kind of turning fibrous and kind of falling apart inside the tank after a time, and that's kind of an indicator on when it's time to replace it. And they burn and they start tasting like crap. The silica coils, by the way, as you guys know, I'm a medium to heavy vapor, and I usually go through a coil in about 3.5-ish weeks. I'm going on week number 6 with my silica coil. And the iclear 30 does come stock with the silica coil. You can pull one of the little strings out and put a lighter on it. It will not burn. Yeah, you'll get the little black buildup from the heat, but the little strand itself will not burn. It won't disintegrate and get all, you know. It'll turn red hot. You'll get the black buildup on it, but it doesn't burn. So that would be why it lasts for like ever. I'm still getting really good vapor production. I'm still getting really good flavor. What? Week number 6, people. Okay? Yes! Finally! I mean, I would start losing vapor or flavor like end of week 2. And so I'd get all pissed off and think it was my liquid and refill my liquid, and then it tastes fine for like 5 minutes, and then it would suck again, and then it was a big headache. In week 6, I have blueberry crumble in here, one of my own little flavor combinations. It's wonderful. Blueberry crumble, 24 milligrams. Vaping this all day long. Have flavor still at the end of the day. Next day, following day, whatever. I can leave this stuff in the tank for 3 days, and at the end of that 3rd day, even if I'm just like, whatever, I still have flavor. So I'm very excited about this. It's got a swivel head, so it'll, move around. It's like a little straw. So this is the iclear 30. It holds, well, it says it only holds 3 mils, but I can fill it up a little more than that because, well, they do. And let's see. This piece comes off. This piece comes off. This piece comes off. The coil comes off of this piece. Yeah, it's really freaking cool. I love it. One thing that I have noted is as you're entering week number 6 with your coil, when I go to fill it up, I think the rubber grommet inside here that the mouthpiece seals down onto is starting to get a little on the weak side, because when I fill it up and I put the top back on, I get a little gurgling and I have to blow it out. But other than that, I haven't had any issues with it at all. Next up is the Vision Spinner. From what I know of and from the research I have done, it is like a cousin or brother or whatever, I don't know, to the it's like a competing brand for the Ego C Twist or the Ego Twist. I have been getting, I'm going to say, about 40 hours of use out of this battery. And of course, sleeping for like 6 hours in between that, twice. And I haven't had any overheating issues. The spinner part of it, let's see here, this here turns. So let me set it back on 42. I have it running, oh yeah, I should probably mention that. 40 hours of it running at 4.2 steadily. It goes up to 4.8 and down to 3.0. No, it goes up to 5 and goes down to 3.0. So it's got a pretty good range on it. There's no wattage changer, it's just a voltage changer. I have noticed that the iclear 30 works best at 4.2. I've tried it at 4, I've tried it at 3.8, which is what most batteries run at, is 3.8 in most standard batteries. And I mean, it hits good, but I found that it hits the best at between 4.2 and 4.4. You don't get your burnt hits, it doesn't overheat, it doesn't, nothing like that. So I am actually really happy with this combination. I was using an itaste battery. I'm not really sure what moth it is, but this is the itaste that I've been using. This is also a really good battery. It doesn't last as long as the spinner that I'm using. I have it steady at 4.2 and I get probably 18 hours out of it. The cool thing is this button lights up green when it's got a full charge, and it stays green every time you hit on it until it gets to about halfway. Then every time you hit on it, the button will be yellow. And then once it gets down to about a third of the battery life left, every time you hit the button, it'll be red, basically saying, charge me like right now or I'm going to die. And you're not going to be happy. One thing that I like about the itaste over the spinner is that it is a pass-through. And one thing that I read a lot about in the reviews before I started using this is that the charging port will start getting a little wonky. I haven't noticed that personally. I charge it every single night. I did notice though that it wasn't the charging port that I had issues with to begin with. It was the cord that it came with, which is this here. It's just a regular little pin cord, and it's either inside the cord here in the top, or it's just the cord in general that sucks. I switched to an aftermarket cord that I picked up at Walmart, and I haven't had any issues with it ever since. So I don't think it's the charging port that people are having issues with. At least in my experience, it was the cord. So it might be a mixture of both. It might be just the cord. It might be some of the charging ports, kind of like with phones, how some of their charging ports like suck really bad. I mean, with electronics, you're always going to have something that's not quite as desirable, but oh, and the other thing that I noticed about the itaste was that, at least on mine, I haven't actually, I don't know of anybody else. I know like 3 other people that are using the itaste right now. They haven't had this issue. But I am pretty hard on my stuff, so that might be it. It started coming apart here, and you can kind of see the glue line that I did. But I just had to glue it once, and I haven't had any issues with it ever since. You've got your puff counter, and then it switches to your watts or volts, ohms. No, not ohms. That's atomizer. Anyways, it switches to the thing. This is on 3.8 because my husband was just using it, but it goes all the way up to. You just wait for it to hit the one you want, and it goes all the way up to 5, and I believe this one goes all the way down to 3.2. Or 3.0. Oh, no, 3.3. I was wrong. Okay, so 3.3 to 5. And it'll take any of your standard 510 threading. It'll also take anything with an outer threading. There it goes. And it sparkles. They have matte black. They have matte white. They have sparkle white and sparkle black. See, it sparkles. It's freaking pretty, man. Because it's a pass-through. As you guys know, I prefer pass-throughs just because I'm an airhead and I forget to charge stuff sometimes. But so I do prefer this one because it's a pass-through, but I prefer the spinner because it lasts longer at the same voltage. And yeah, another thing I noticed is that this one, the itaste at 4.2, will make the iclear 30 hit just a smidge lighter than the the spinner at 4.2. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but that's been my experience. They both still work really great. It's just that this one seems like it's powering the iclear 30 just a smidge less than the spinner when they're both set at the same voltage. So yeah, trying to think of anything else that might be useful knowledge. This one's got a really tactile button. You can kind of, I'm not really sure where the microphone is on this thing. I got a new tablet, so I don't know if you can hear that. But it's got a real tactile. You definitely know when it's being pushed. This one, same thing. I do like that this one starts telling you where your battery level is at. I really do like that because it's inevitably it dies while I'm driving. But if I know when it's going to die, I can bring my charging cord with me. Well, I probably should just carry it with me anyways, but you know, that'll just make things easy. But so I do like that about it, is that it tells you how much battery life it's got left. I like that about the eVic that I reviewed not too long ago. I just didn't like the fact that an 18650 battery would last less than 18 hours in the eVic mod. I think that's it. Anyways, questions or comments, leave them below. As always, God bless. Happy vaping.